Okay, so this told me you have a max at 3,11 and you have a minimum at 9,1. So that's what would be going on. Okay, so I want to get myself 3 things right now. What's the top? What's the middle? What's the bottom? Heights. So the top is 11 height. The bottom has a 1 height. Can you figure out what number would fall right in the middle of that? 6. Now, can you figure out the amplitude, which says how much do you have to be above or below the midline? Okay, so here I go. Y equals a cosine. So I'm going to leave something for A, cos of B, C, D. Okay, so you take that cos x function, but now you can put A in the front, you can put B in front of the x, right? Okay, this value is a height value. This value also does something with our heights. Which letters are height things? A, B, C, or D? A and D. A is vertically stretching something. D is shifting something up or down. Do you know which numbers would go to which? 5 is showing me how much I'm vertically stretching by. You see it? And D has shown me this graph is shifted up 6. Okay, so now we're going to start going horizontally. That would be X stuff. So first thing is I'm going to think about the period of the graph, which is a cycle. Okay, so I've traveled from 3 to 9. How much have I traveled? 6. Did that take me through a whole cycle? No. Would you agree with me that that is an exact half of a cycle? 3 to 9 is 6, but then I'd have to go back up. This would end a cycle. So one period would be 12. How do I figure out the period? Okay, so we're going to always do this formula. 2 pi, remember that was the normal period. What happens to a b? How do you apply a b? Do you remember that? Right? B is an x divider. So it's going to take the normal period, divide by b. So this formula has to be memorized. Okay, it's nothing crazy. 2 pi is our normal cycle on a curve. Dividing by b, that's what we always do. Okay, so we said that this was 12. So 2 pi over b is 12. And I'm going to switch b and 12 because that's just kind of a cross multiply strategy. And you can leave it like that, that's fine. I'm probably going to reduce it, and I'm going to say that that's pi over 6. 2 pi over b equals period, always, okay? All right, and the last thing is for x. This is a cos curve, so we have to remember how cosine curves start. And how did they start? So this was our normal cos curve. It starts on a top. Where is my top? At the x value 3. So if it's at the x value 3, it has shifted right 3. So how do I show right 3? Minus 3. Okay, so always remember vertical stuff, that's all your A's and D's. Okay, horizontal is BC. All right, population of 10,000 at the year 8 of study. Ten years later, it was a population of 2,000. So I'm going to put 18, because 10 years later. Okay, let's analyze all your heights, Y stuff. Give me top, middle, bottom. Give me the amplitude. So 10,000, 2,000, which means 6,000 is in the middle. So I would have to go up 4,000 to there, and I'd have to go down 4,000 to there. That works out. Okay, we're doing a sine. So I can do this already here. I know there's an A of 4,000 stretching it. There's this shift of 6,000. Okay, let's go into horizontal stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is my period. Okay, so that is 10 apart. That's not a period though. What is a period? 20. It would take you 20 moves to get through a cycle, because you have to start at a top. That means you'd have to get back to a top. So I'm going to go 2 pi over b produces 20. I'm going to switch, and then I'm going to do a pi over 10. Okay, so there's my B. And now I'm going to figure out the C. So we're doing a sine curve this time. How do we start sines? In the middle. Okay, this is in the middle, right there. But that is not what you can use. Why?
Because it's after the curve.
Yeah, how do sine curves start? On the middle. But where are they heading? Up. So does that work? No. Okay. Oh. What's going on? Okay. So we need to have a oh my goodness, what's going on here? Get out of there. Okay, so midline upward. Okay, so that's not going to be a midline heading upward. So here's what I would like to figure out. I think this one would be a good idea. Okay, you have multiple options. You could go, I keep going there and figure this one out. That's an answer as well. There's multiple answers to this. Okay, do you remember what to do with a period? So you take 20. How many chunks do we always have in a circle? 1, 2, 3, 4. So each chunk is 20 divided by 4 is 5. So if this is at 8, 5 more, 13, 5 more, 18. So this would be 3. Okay, this would be 23. So you can write -3 there. Show me right 3. You could have wrote -23. If you really want to be fun, you can write something wild. 3 plus 20 times anything, really, right? I could have wrote subtract that. Okay. Maybe I'll save that one. Make an equation of just this graph. Top, bottom, middle, stretching. Do we have all that stuff? Okay, so the top height is 4. The bottom height is -6. What number of heights do you put into the middle then? -1, which means they're 5 apart. So y equals, I can put 5, I can put -1. 5 is the A, -1 is the D shift. Okay, let's go to the period. So what are some points that you want to take? I think I'm going to take middle points because these top points are kind of awkwardly not on something, same with the bottom. So this is a middle. -1, where do I hit heights of -1? Hitting the heights of -1. Okay, so here I go. If I was to start here, that took me through one cycle then, right? Middle down. Oh, here, that's a middle down. So I'm done a cycle. How long did that take me to do that? 6. So the period equals 6. So 2 pi over b equals 6. Therefore, switch the 6 to the bottom. 2 pi over 6. Okay, so pi over 3 is what I wrote. And what do you guys want to do here? Do you want to use a cosine? I'm not sure. There's a bunch of options. You want to use a sine? Okay. So where do you want to do a sine? Where would a sine start? Middle, heading upward. So you want to use that one? Right there. Which is, oh man, is this the consensus today? -3. 3 to the right. Okay. Another option, I could have just negated sine, like flipped sine. So you could have had negative sine pi over 3x with no shifting. That would have worked. Okay, because how does a negative sign start? Middle downward. Okay, and where did it start? On the x value 0. So now you wouldn't have to shift. Okay, just different options. There will be questions like that